Fam, what's good? This your boy Thou, FamOverTV. I appreciate everybody tapping into the channel, showing love, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. These videos are for entertainment purposes only, so watch it with your own discretion. You feel me? We got another good one today. Yeah, but let's tap into it.
Fam over.
The video, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get it.
All of these buildings all around here, as I told in class last night, they're ours. They belong to us. They're ancient, these buildings. There's a whole city underneath this city. They went and burned all the major cities, the major energy centers. Our ancestors set up these energy centers that we call Philadelphia, New York, Boston, Atlanta, Detroit, right? Chicago, Miami, Los Angeles. They are energy centers. They're not where they are in huge, large cities just because of some coincidence. There's energy and power in these places. London, Rio de Janeiro.
Let the realest appealing the niggas that's drug dealing and killing niggas for real. The children was feeling lost. Who grew up amongst gorillas was chipping and moving soft. The product we got it off. It turned me into a boss. I'm a self-made renegade, self-paid better days. Bought my first car with crack money in 11th grade. This talent I possess, it was heaven made. Yellow diamonds in my pinky ring, looking like lemonade. Dancing with the devil in the ballroom. Harpoon in my hand in case you try to call soon. Cause I ain't ready to die. I'm just getting started, baby, and I'm ready to fly. G5 got me high in the sky. Ride by 9 lives, 4 or 5 on the side. Bitch, I'm ready for war. My niggas, they gon' settle the score. You niggas lacking. Why you still in bed with a whore? We got guns, drugs, and money. We peddling more. We got beef. What you think that metal is for? That bullets will pour and hit you right in front of the store while you making a chop. Pop shots, running the door, keep it 100. This the only life that I know, that rifle will blow. So never trust the trifling hoe, decipher the code before you doing life in the hole. See, doing double life, he ain't touching the road, I'm touching the pole. Niggas know I'm getting this dope, I'm getting this dope. Touch road, I'm getting this dope. Live for the pen. Now I'm trying to get a Benz. Talking about friends, new Versace lens. I'm repping for the
outside.
Man, ancient Tartaria was beautiful. I mean, them pictures and everything, them architecture buildings and everything they showing is very nice.
The Game Awards 2023.
That's like Project Bluebeam. Yeah. You see how they need some clouds to project that hologram? That's how that Project Bluebeam go be.
Just found out something astonishing about the origin of Nigeria that shocked the hell out of me. Nigeria was never meant to be a country. It was something else entirely. In this video, I'm going to tell you what I discovered. Oh, and I want to acknowledge Burna Boy for bringing my attention to this in his song Another Story on his album African Giants. Thank you for inspiring this video, and all of you let Burna Boy know that he got to me, and now I'm sharing this information with you. The creation of Nigeria was never about democracy, never about Christianity. It was about money, business, and
what else?
None of it.
What isn't about money? Everything about money.
Pay attention. The area now known as Nigeria was called the Slave Coast up to 1870. This was the point at which the British had stopped slave trading and moved on to palm oil as their primary commodity out of Nigeria. One of the main suppliers of palm oil was the Benin Kingdom, and you have to watch my video on one of the greatest African kings most of you have never heard of, Oba Vonrawen. This is an important story for me personally because I'm from that region, so they are my people, and his fight with the British Empire over palm oil is one of the greatest stories of African colonial history. Anyway, everyone wanted palm oil, and especially the British. A man called George Goldie set up the United African Company in 1879, which was then changed to the National African Company. He structured the palm oil business in the Niger Delta region, and by 1884 he had a monopoly that the British could exploit. So in 1886, Goldie violated the agreement he had made with the chiefs and moved his operations into River Niger and Benue. The company was also renamed to Royal Niger Company. Goldie tricked the chiefs into signing unfair trade deals, giving Goldie exclusive rights to export palm oil instead of what the chiefs thought would be free trade. These contracts were written in English, a language we didn't understand, and based on laws that were not our own. This is similar to the land negotiations done with Native Americans in what is now known as the United States of America, where deals were done via contracts in English with laws that had nothing to do with the Native Americans. There was a meeting called the Berlin Conference in 1884 to 1885, set up by Germany's first Chancellor, Otto von Bismarck. This was where colonial powers discussed how to carve up Africa and structure trade across the pieces of our continent they would take. We were not part of these conversations. The best way to think of this is like the NBA draft. Guys were out there making bids between lunch breaks and spa sessions. At this conference, the Kingdom of Opobo was given to Britain. When King Jaja of Opobo tried to export his own palm oil, he was accused of obstructing commerce and then exiled. How crazy is that? And on his way home in 1891, he was poisoned with a cup of tea. Guys, I couldn't make this stuff up. The Jaja of Opobo story made other chiefs wary of their deals with the British. King Koko of Nembe Brass was one of them. He tried to take down the Royal Niger Company and attacked the company headquarters in Akassa Bielsa on January 29, 1895. King Koko captured 60 white men and lost 40 of his own soldiers. He used the 60 hostages to demand he be allowed free trade, the agreement he believed he had with the British company. They refused and he killed 40 of his hostages. The British Royal Navy retaliated by leveling the city of Brass completely on February 20th, 1895. King Koko went into exile and the British not only took control of the palm oil he once had, but also fined the people of his kingdom £500 as well as confiscating their weapons. Tragically, King Koko committed suicide in exile in 1898 after being branded an outlaw by the British company that had taken his kingdom, palm oil, and reputation. The Royal Niger Company sold its territory to the British government for £865,000 in the late 1800s. This territory was known as Nigeria. In 1914, the Southern Protectorate and Northern Protectorate was combined by Lord Lugard, and like that, the Royal Niger Company was rebranded as a country which would gain independence on October 1st, 1960. And Lugard is a street in Nigeria that still exists today. The Royal Niger Company changed its name to the Niger Company Limited, and it was then acquired by Unilever. Unilever still operates in Nigeria to this day. And that, my brothers and sisters, is how Nigeria came to be. We have a long way to go to fix the country, but we won't ever have a hope and a solution to our problems if we don't know how they started. What I told you in this video is just a small part of the foundations that led to unrest, civil war, economic instability, and so forth. Remember, it's not about asking anyone else to fix this, or even wasting time blaming those we know caused and perpetuated it. This is about knowing our history. Nigeria was never a country we created. It was a company designed by colonizers for profit, and a lot of the infrastructure put in place for that siphoning of resources out of our land is still very much in place today. Crude oil simply replaced palm oil, and soon lithium may replace crude oil. Honestly, I feel angry not just for what happened to my ancestors, but for the fact that I wasn't taught about this in school in Nigeria, and that our children are not being taught.
Roseanne Barr.
They didn't tell us nothing in school either, man. It ain't y'all just in Nigeria. It's us over here too. And that story sounds so familiar. That is nothing new to us. We, you know, America, y'all know how we get down for forever. They go and take whatever they want to take, and they own it. And act like they did it from the start. Y'all know what time it is, man. Like the video.
Did you see what she said today? She said she doesn't see a 2024 election even happening in the United States.
I don't think we're going to have no election.
You want to bet money?
I'll bet.
How much?
I'll bet big. I don't think we're going to have no election.
$1,000.
All right.
Shake hands.
I do not want to hear that.
I mean, it's possible because if Russia does technically declare war or we declare war, then he can stay in.
Right, he could declare martial law, or you could literally go into the War Powers Act, which then takes him out of the occasion, and then you have an entire emergency set up right now.
I get a call. I'm summoned to go to Sicily Island. Sicily Island is in the Indian Ocean. There's a city called Victoria. I'm called that there's a conference. So I go in this conference, and all these power, these riches, these occultic leaders
From all around the world. Like, how many people are you talking?
like 1,000.
1,000
and more. So they're in this very big hotel in Victoria City, very expensive hotel. They are there for a conference. And then they tell me, one of the reasons of this conference we want is about your country. I said, why? And they say, it's the year 1999, and we have to be in charge of all the highways. But there's a highway, the highway of the Nile, from Uganda to Egypt, through Syria to Israel. That's the highway in the book of Isaiah. That highway, that Isaiah 19 highway, we are not in charge. We have failed to take it. And the reason we failed to take it is there's a people that have blocked that highway, and they're taking over the entire, not only Uganda, but take over the nation, the world. I say, people? Say, yes. Which people? They say, the people in your country. I say, it is impossible. Everyone, every man of God in the country, I know them. The churches, I know them. Everything, I know them. They can't be. They said, yes, there's a people, you can't see them because they are hidden in a realm of light.
Oh, so that's why even you in the territory could not see.
I could not see.
You could not perceive their activity.
The activities. But now those higher enough in the powers could see the effect of this group. So they tell me about, they say, there's a people. I say, which people? They tell me there's a group of women, 20 women.
20 women and one pastor.
And one pastor, a young man, a pastor, and 20 illiterate women who have taken over the territory.
Okay, now just pause a sec. For those of you
Man.
when I heard his testimony in 97, this is the part, including the part about John Melindi, this is the part that arrested me. So you want to listen carefully, especially those of you who are Christians, who want to grow in the spirit, want to grow in prayer. Listen carefully to what he's about to share here. This is powerful. So there were 20 women and one pastor.
So I am in this conference.
And Sicily.
Sicily's. The who is who in the world is there. The important guys, the riches, and they're telling me about a group in my country which I do not know. And I could see in this conference, we had small meetings, the confusion, the terror, the fear. I never seen this. When we're in the occult, you show this kind of confidence, you're in charge. But in this meeting, men and women didn't know what to do. So they're telling me there is a group. 20 women and a man. Then when they said that, listen, what happened? Maybe people may not understand this. Then I am made beyond, without my will, I am made now to begin to report what's going on in Uganda, which I don't know. So I begin to talk like I'm being taken over. And I'm now saying, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And suddenly, I mentioned the name of that pastor.
So you've lost me. So basically, a spirit is speaking through you.
A spirit is speaking through me.
Telling the people the activity of what's going on in Uganda that you were not even aware. So you're pretty much, a mouthpiece for a spirit.
A mouthpiece for a spirit. And then I mentioned the name of that pastor, his name, and the power went off in that building. Like the system shut down. And
Y'all think you capping?
So, and now they looked at me as a traitor. Now they think maybe I've come to destroy. I'm not aware of that. But then I'm saying, what came to my mind? I know power. Why is it that when I mention that name,
you mentioned the name of the pastor, and the power went out?
And then I realized, this man for years had covered his name in the name of Jesus Christ. So you mention his name, it's as if it's the name of Jesus you're mentioning. That one, there are things that I used to see and kept wondering, maybe there may be some power than the power we have.
Man, it's definitely some secret powers and stuff going on, but I don't know. That story sounds crazy to me. He's mentioned his name, the power went out. I don't know, man. I don't know. He might just be capping. We don't know. It's a lot going on. A lot going on. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure you comment below. Let's keep it going.
2024 election even happening in the United States.
We've seen this. We've seen
Right, he could declare martial law, or you could literally go into the War Powers Act, which then takes him out of the occasion, and you have an entire emergency set up right now.
The Simpsons once again prophesied some crazy things. The Simpsons have made some alarming predictions about the year 2024. In a 1998 episode called Bart to the Future, the show hinted at an economic crisis, nuclear war, and the death of the U.S. president all occurring in the same year.
Hold on, man, before I keep going, y'all. How do y'all think the Simpsons always predicting something or always showing something that didn't happen or is gonna happen into their cartoons and everything? Like, what do y'all think? Like, is it somebody behind it that's, I don't know, like just maybe a time traveler or got some secret powers, or y'all think it's just a coincidence? Because the Simpsons keep on, ain't like they just did it once or twice or 3 times or 4 times. They keep on predicting stuff and saying stuff in their cartoons, and it happens. Like, what do y'all think? Help me out.
The episode shows Lisa Simpson as the future president. In a scene with her advisors, Lisa mentions the budget problems and mess left by the previous administration led by President Biden. A news report in the episode then describes a nuclear conflict with an unspecified country, resulting in massive destruction. The idea of nuclear war and economic turmoil is understandably frightening. However, one can hope these predictions do not come true. Still, the Simpsons have predicted major real-world events accurately in the past. This leads to wondering what else they may have foreseen. In fact, a more recent Simpsons episode contains an even more terrifying prediction than anything before. Do you want to find out about this new prediction in part 2?
Scientist. Man, Matt Groening something else. I don't know what it is about him. He knows something. I don't know what it is, but he definitely special for him to be producing them type of cartoons that predict everything. It's crazy.
Some are sounding the alarm on a so-called solar superstorm that could, and this is important, underline the word could, eventually wipe out the internet for weeks or even months.
If it were to occur, might take a decade for us to recover. Some of the destruction of communication infrastructure could bring about the end of the internet.
They are hopeful that they can stop this.
Yes.
But this is a real possibility.
Yeah.
That we won't have internet for months.
I'm going to just share my personal belief on why I think a blackout will happen. All right. As you can see, everybody know a lot of things. Everyone has been consumed with a lot of sort of content. And now they're awake towards what the government and what they do, and the elites, celebs, and everything. So the fact that we're waking up, the fact that we
I hope a blackout don't happen.
They're gonna leave us in the dark, where now we have no choice but to unite and work together. Because we awoke, we're aware of what they're doing, we know what's going on. And we've been telling y'all, and we've been warning you guys about all the things to come. And now when it finally happens, we're gonna need each other.
I hate to think about this situation. Like, what would we do if we did have a blackout? You know what I'm saying? Internet went out, everything went out. Like, what would we do, y'all? We definitely, I'll be trying to, damn, if the phones go out too, I don't know what I'll do. I have to go straight over to somebody's crib. We have to team up, get together, and start from there or something. I don't know what would happen, but what y'all think? I hope a blackout don't happen, but something telling me, man, it's a good possibility.
We're gonna need to protect.
Make sure y'all like the video.
Because the government ain't gonna be on our side. They're not gonna care about us. Not gonna help us. Nothing. It's gonna be a scary world. Leave the world behind. You understand? The world that we once knew, It's no longer the world that we're going to live in. Technology will still be here and things of that nature, but it will be hard for us as people to use technology. But they will. The government, whatever. They will be able to use technology.
Wow.
We won't.
Gonna be chaos.
A major reset seems more than so unlikely that might happen and come to this world before the election.
Electric cars programmed to block highway.
Cataclysmic events.
Y'all gotta check out that movie. It's on Netflix. It's called what is called Leave the Earth Behind or something like that. But it's a crazy movie, man. And y'all know how they put things in movies, trying to put it in our face to give us a clue or something. Y'all check that movie out. It's crazy. It's weird. I think a blackout. Yeah, it did. A blackout happened in the movie, and it just showed, like, you know, just check it out, man.
And all the electric cars, they get programmed to block the highways so nobody can escape the cities. Just by themselves, the cars get up and start driving to all the areas where the bridges and outlets basically cause a congestion in which nobody can leave the city. Then they cut the power. And when they cut the power, there's no internet, no communication, no banking. And then a series of public areas start to go haywire because they're all connected to the internet. You know, power facilities, water facilities, every infrastructure within the city is connected to this internet. And they make those things go down. That's but one shout. It doesn't take a time. All of a sudden people wake up. By afternoon, the world is something different. Because these systems are already in place. And they have planned this for long periods of time, these people. But Allah plans better.
And then after seeing this and then watching the movie, yeah, the name of the movie is called Leave the World Behind, and it's on Netflix, but it make you look at electric cars a whole lot different. You know what I'm saying? It make you look at why they trying to go electric. It could be a possibility for control in the future. You know what I'm saying? They press a button and control where everybody can go and stop the travel and all that stuff. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Make sure you like the video, comment below.
So these are very difficult times, but people have to remain connected. If any moment you leave your connection and enter into a state.
Here are hidden messages in the movie Leave the World Behind. Spoiler alert. First is the changing artwork. As you can see behind the bed, the waters are calm and still. But as it progresses, it becomes more turbulent. As you can see here, this symbolizes that still waters will be no more in the future to come. Next is this photo, which appears to be like radio waves or signals that changes to this and then eventually looks like this, reinforcing that our signals are going to be interrupted. Then we also have this artwork right here, which is eyes on a painting by a painter named Barthélemy Togo. The same artist also had an exhibition called Craving for Humanity, where his designs speak to the upheavals of the world, such as wars, famine, and abuse of powers.
Wow.
Next is this scene from above, which appears to look like a power button, signifying turn the power off.
Damn,
we
it
have
do.
this pamphlet, which translates into Death to America, in what appears to be of Islamic origin. To add to that, let's not forget that the author, Ruman Alam, is Islamic, and Mahershala Ali is also Islamic. And this was done cleverly to show who the message and warning is coming from. Lastly, I'll touch on what was seen while traveling. We see Fort Morse Road and Point Comfort, exit 76. Fort Morse was a free black settlement during slavery. This movie had a lot of references to race, which I would have to do a whole nother video for. So get in the comments if you want me to touch on that.
I'm about to check it out.
Was the irony
Watch it
of
again.
leaving the city to come to the island to get out of their comfort zone, and how what's to come is going to also get them out their comfort zone. Exit 76 has to deal with the year the United States was established. The White Line, which also touches on the racial aspects of this movie, was a ship that brought the first African slaves to the colony of Virginia. We see the Huxleys, which is a reference to Aldous Huxley, the author of A Brave New World. And we also have the registration, which is 1222. Some speculate it's predicting a date. Others say it's nothing at all. I'll let you decide. I'll finish this off by explaining the ending, which most people hated. The little girl you just saw was obsessed with Friends and wanted to watch the last episode called The Last One. Not to mention that Matthew Perry used to date Julia Roberts. and he coincidentally passed away on her birthday. So basically, his ending marks her new beginning with this movie. And that is what the ending was all about. The end of the world as we know it, and a new one trying to survive. Once seen, it can't be unseen. And in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Let's talk.
Man, he broke it all the way down. Couple different little things going on this side. I ain't even pay no attention to it like that. But man, I hope it don't get to that. Even though I say I hope it don't, I know we headed towards something like that, man. So what can we do, y'all? We got to stick together, man. If we close by, we got to stick together. We got to figure it out somehow, some way.
About this movie a bit. If you are one of the 1% of people who are actually awake here, then you will see with your eye that this movie is a way to program you. Basically, the plot of this is the end of the world. It goes through 3 phases. 1 is disrupting communication and everyone not knowing what's going on. 2 is disorder and confusion, people not knowing what is happening. And then 3 is civil war. Throughout the plot of this, technology is going down and basically everyone is going into chaos. Planes are flying out of the sky, boats are riding up on land. You got deer acting weird AF because that's what animals do. They can sense supernatural things and things that we cannot see. But if you know anything about Hollywood and the media and one of our very kind ex-presidents who did so much for this country, you'll know that this is all predictive programming. Hence the word programming following the word TV that tells you a vision. There's a book by Ray Dalio, it's called The Changing World Order. It talks about the rise and fall of nations. In the US, it's currently around here. Large debts, printing money, internal conflict. You see all the social things going on. What follows is loss of reserve currency, weak leadership, civil war. Meanwhile, you got these morally superior gentlemen uniting in one single currency, basically to get rid of the US dollar. It's called BRICS. And so if you see what's going on here, by doing this and opening this, you can feel that something weird is happening. And basically what this movie is a way to make you accept a new reality. Because what we perceive with our eyes, and our eye is truth, becomes our reality. We realize it. It comes into realization. So why am I spreading this message if we don't need to bring it into our reality? One thing you need to realize is you literally have nothing to fear other than fear itself, which is an illusion. And so by you watching this, by you becoming aware of it, you are doing one of the most important, if not the most important thing you can do while you're alive, which is elevate your consciousness. And when you are aware of a negative, you can consciously choose the positive, because what you're unaware of will constantly affect you. You are the cause, not the effect. And so if you watch this movie, and if you're someone who hasn't, I know right now your curiosity is sparked and you want to, go into it, and I challenge you to watch it from a place of awareness and not letting the emotion affect you. You can watch it, but you don't have to accept it. Your brain is constantly recording this stuff. So while you watch the movie, imagine every single scene as the opposite. Do not accept fear into your life.
Man, he talking some real shit, because they want us all to live in fear. That's like one of the agendas too. They want us in fear for sure. So I definitely, this theory right here, I definitely believe, some truth to it for sure. But as far as watching the movie, I still believe it's some truth to it. They showing us that this is something that's gonna happen, And like you said, man, the animals was acting crazy and then everything. Just think about all the stuff that happened in real life. Animals was going crazy for a second. Y'all remember like all those cows died and fish was dying and birds dropping out the sky and all that type of shit. Like, explain that, man. So I ain't ready for no blackout. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't ready for that.
Love through fear. Fear has a nature of its own. I've literally died and witnessed absolute fear and terror in front of me and consuming me. And the only way to beat it is to turn into absolute love and go through it. Never avoid it. Acknowledge that it's there. And as soon as you can accept it, you can move through it and it disappears. You fight back by remaining firm in your truth, in the truth. You do not give in to an opposing force of negativity and fear that wants to lower your vibration and your frequency. You have a choice to either live down here in fear or up here in love, joy, peace, and enlightenment.
Right.
Remember, it's a choice. And you don't have to be religious, but look at Christ, for example. Jesus was the embodiment of dying to the fear and still conquering it. That's what the whole message is. You overcome fear by loving through it with courage. You put yourself on the cross, you disintegrate who you were, and then you step into the new version of yourself that can live fearlessly while still feeling that fear. Remind yourself that fear is the ultimate compass to where you need to go, and it's all within. Every time you experience fear, it is calling you to go in that direction, embodying love, accepting its nature, and conquering it in the name of truth. In the end, God will win. It's already been won.
Man. Now listen, y'all. I understand, you know what I'm saying? It's easier said than done. I understand what he's saying and everything, you know what I'm saying? We can't live in fear. But when this situation happens, if it happens in our lifetime, I'm sure, I don't know, but if it happens, it's easier said than done. Like, yeah, don't live in fear. But if we had a blackout, cell phones, internet went out, everything went out, people gonna be scared. I'm gonna be scared. Shit, for a little bit, like, damn, it really happened. But we just gotta, like he said, man, live in your truth and stick together. And I pray we don't see that. Make sure y'all like the video.
To discuss that, because thankfully God built me the way that he built me, but I'm not sure, you know, based on this person's claims and brags. Same time this person was sexually harassing me for years. He was claiming, you know,
damn,
he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. Clearly, that's why it felt to him that it was okay to say these things. And I want to have these discussions. I want to be transparent with y'all about that. I've done my best to forgive this person, but it happens. It's also men sometimes, and it'll be men tempting men. And that's why a lot of my posts over the last few years have been about taking the scenic route, you know, taking the long way around, because if that means that you can carry your integrity with you. But there are people that will and have and will continue to.
So he said a Hollywood billionaire sexually assaulted him for years. Like, who is he talking? Who is he talking about? Is it Diddy? Or let's see, let's play it. I don't know. But if you was being sexually assaulted for years, like, what took you so long to say something? And sexually assaulted, what do that mean, y'all? Like, do that mean, I don't know about it. Do that mean like, dog, somebody was touching him and he was like, no, man, stop. Or like they touched him and whatever, or like, somebody help me out.
And some of them are your heroes. At some point,
I heard the rumors of top.
I kept one of these on me since 05, whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most predators would check your phone. once the sexual harassment started, I was like, well, I got to protect me because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. I started recording, so I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, you know, the other guys that they have on the payroll.
Well, drop the tape then. Drop it.
And the difference is, the wonderful thing about confidentiality agreements and non-disclosure agreements is that
you can't.
They can't prevent you from turning all of those things over to the police.
Man, that's crazy.
Sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. Why do we as black people have to deal with that? But sometimes it's our own people. Sometimes it's our own heroes. And my only reservation about naming the people, you know, there was directors along the way like, hey, you know, you read for this, that, and the other. You want to come back up to the apartment? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You got my headshot, my resume, and I'm good. You know if I can handle that or not. You know I can kill that. There's other people that I want to say everything, and my brother was like, nah, not yet. I want to tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. The good news is that they don't even have to believe me. Hopefully they would, but even if they don't, they can hear this person. Since sexual harassment started.
And see, the thing about this is, with him coming out and doing this, like, some people gonna be like, man, he lying. They ain't gonna believe him and everything. They gonna try to discredit him and everything. When he might be telling the truth or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We don't know. It's all allegedly. He said he was getting sexually assaulted and he was telling him no and all this, but I done heard all the rumors about, I don't know if he's talking about Tyler Perry or not, but I'm pretty sure that's what he's talking about. I'm sure. I think he's like in a lot of Tyler Perry movies too. So that's exactly what I think he's talking about. But this is crazy. Y'all know what be happening behind them closed doors in Hollywood and everything, man. And with him doing this, like, he needs to be fearing for his life because, you know, people with that type of money and being that powerful, they'll shut him up one way or the other. So he needs to hurry up and drop those tapes to save him. So they already know who to look out for. But like the video, let's get it going.
I've carried many recorder devices on me. Keychains, pens, thumb drives.
I ain't letting no motherfucker sexually assault me.
Battery that get 6, 7, 8
you
hours.
You try to touch on me,
all the
motherfucker.
above. So I have the conversations. I really want to air that shit out because it bothers me when I'm alone at night. Like, man.
I know it do.
The world is celebrating this person and they don't even know the shady and predatory way in which this person moves. Predators resent the prey that gets away. So when you don't say yes, when you don't say, okay, I'll acquiesce and, you know, sign up and literally and figuratively play ball, because we're not doing that,
man,
they resent you. This is a conversation we're going to have, and we're going to have soon, because it bothers me in my spirit that I can forgive people. That's one thing.
But you can't forget.
Yeah. P, we don't play ball. Literally strategically planning my next 8 moves. I'm good. God got me, because he was watching when I was offered these opportunities and I didn't say yes. I didn't sell my soul or my ass for success.
Man, it's crazy. It's the same old story. This the same old Hollywood story, man. Like, god damn, it's like he said Oprah was touching on him. Was it Oprah? Is he talking about Oprah? That ain't sexual assault. If it's Oprah, I think he talking about a dude. Yeah, the way he talking about a dude. It can't be Oprah. If it's Oprah, I mean, a woman. I mean, hey, but look, it's happening in Hollywood, y'all. Y'all see behind these closed doors, like all these stories is coming out, and some of these top people they gonna be coming down. I don't know though. With that money, you never know. So I don't know, man. His life definitely is in danger though, for sure.
Nah, that's not what I want.
For him talking like this.
I ain't into that. I ain't into dudes. I got an only beard in the bed policy.
Oh, see, he talking about a
In the
dude.
bed. Yeah, we ain't doing none of that. I don't get out like that. And these people kept on for years.
You talking about a dude?
Sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And where I'm at now is that in the middle of the night, I think about if I'm brave enough to name the person. I'll take a polygraph live. I'll take 5 because it's the truth. This person is a predator and he's one of several. And it's a shame, man.
Listen, y'all. Listen. I'm sorry for stopping the video so much. My bad. I'm sorry. But listen. I just want to know, like, if a motherfucker is sexually assaulting you, I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't care what situation I'm in or anything. I don't care if I could be on a movie set, in a studio, or anything. Motherfucker, a dude especially, you touch on me wrong or something like that. I don't give a fuck what's going on, dog. Most likely, I'm gonna fuck you up, do something to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely, I'm gonna react. Then, boom, it's done. How do these people be letting stuff go on and then they good with it? And like, I guess that's selling your soul. I guess when you be like, okay, and go on with it and deal with it and don't say nothing and none of that. Because from the jump, when the motherfucker first tried with me, right then, y'all can fire me, send me on my way, motherfucker, and I'm gonna beat your ass.
But it's
shit crazy.
I wasn't working for him in the month and the year that he showed up to my apartment and offered me $100 grand to take my clothes off.
I would have said, what, motherfucker?
I don't need to touch you. I just want to see you naked.
He should have whooped on him.
Because again, scenic route. I got my integrity with me. I'll take the long way around. But being that I wasn't working with him.
Imagine the people who took the $100 grand.
And we were in my apartment. He had visited my apartment to offer me a job.
Gotta be Tyler Perry.
Because the lead of this particular project was going to do something else, so he needed another lead. I recorded it because I didn't trust him, and I had told him over and over, and he still always tried shit. Just tried shit. So if people don't believe me, they can hear him in his voice. I have always kept something on me.
He said he got voice recorders and shit.
My phone is off. Something else is, if I'm around somebody that has tried to sexually harass me, pressure me, intimidate me into some nonsense, I've always kept something on me so I could protect myself. Because if they're that powerful and they feel that entitled, then they can also try to get in the way of your work.
Release the tapes then.
And you can hear the person and you'll know immediately who the person is that's offering me $100 grand to strip. You'll know right away and it'll break your heart. I won't have to say the person's name.
Release it.
I can and I will. I don't mind doing a polygraph or 3 or 5 on live TV, and I'll pass all of them because it's the truth. Some of the people that you think are your mentors are literally and figuratively just trying to fuck you. I have documentation from the dealership for the car that they tried to buy as an apology for offering me $100,000 to strip. It's time. I really want to just clear the air because I'm tired. And then where I'm at now, if it still feels like that person is fucking with you just to fuck with you, just to mess with you. This person gallivanting around doing these PR stunts. Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do that. Well, then speak on, if you gonna have,
It's messing with him, man. Drop the tapes. Exposing.
We're gonna have a conversation, y'all, really soon. I saw what they did to Terry Crews when he didn't say anything.
Right.
And
Terry Crews too big to be letting somebody touch on him too. I understand that. And Terry Crews from Flint, y'all. Flint, Michigan. I'm from Flint, Michigan, man. Terry Crews, you know better than that, man. Like, don't be letting nobody touch on you, man. No grown man touch on you and shit like that, man. Like, God damn.
yeah, like that doesn't make it comfortable for you to be like, man, I really want to tell the truth about this because I'm sure this person is still out here doing the same thing. And if not,
Tyler Perry definitely touched that. If you're talking about Tyler Perry, let me stop. Allegedly. If you're talking about Tyler Perry, he definitely touched Dog. Dog took that 100,000 or something where he looked like he looked. I hate to judge people, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
What has he done over the last 15 years? When he's on recording talking about how he's got multiple guys on payroll for 6 figures a year to pop up and hold their ankles. This conversation is going to have to happen.
But then again, with him coming out like this, maybe he didn't like, you know what I'm saying, what was going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he like, man, maybe he was doing it because he was trying to get his career going in the movies and everything. And we go just assume it's Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry just was like, dang, you know, just messing with him. And he like, damn, I don't want to tell him no, or I don't want to act this way because I ain't gonna be able to get in no more movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to push my career forward. Then if that's the case, then he sold out. That's like selling your soul, because as soon as Tyler Perry came to your house with that $100,000, it was like, man, I just want you to strip. I ain't gonna touch you. I just want to see your body. I would have been like, man, what $100,000 at? You got the cash? Then we would have beat the fuck out of Tyler Perry, took his money, stepped on him and everything. And I wouldn't have been in no more movies. We would have went viral for whooping on Tyler Perry ass. Yeah, it would have been that. But that's how I was raised. I guess it's different for everybody, man. Make sure y'all like the video, comment below. I appreciate everybody who tapped in today. I'm gonna do some more. I'm definitely gonna do another video on that Blackout situation with the internet and everything, because it's very interesting, and I just hope it don't happen soon. But make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all check out the Discord. I put the link in the description. Y'all check out the merch store. I got discount codes for y'all and everything. I appreciate all y'all. Appreciate my mods. I love y'all. Peace. See y'all in a minute.
Fam over.